Okay, everybody, here I am up here in Raleigh at Air Gas, and I just got my tanks, and I got them strapped down here in the back of the 4Runner, and we're gonna do our little journey back home now. No smoking, and drive real careful. So, we'll see y'all back at the farm. Yes, we'll make it. There you go. That's what that looks like so far. And for anybody interested, here's what it cost to actually get that. I went ahead and bought my tanks. Air Gas has a real nice little deal for people that buy the tanks that they sell. They've got a rental deal too, but I just decided to go ahead and buy them. The oxygen tank right here was $188.37, and to fill it was $23.49. The acetylene tank was $163.98, and to fill it was $69.04. Went ahead and picked up a pack of brazen rods because they'll come in handy while I was up there, and it looks like they were $15.46. And there were two couplers that were needed to put these Victor regulators on these tanks, and they were like $9.43 each, so totaled out at $535.64. Now let me show you why I was finally able to afford financially everything that it took to put this together. What I'm looking at is a box that's every time I've looked at this box since it arrived, I just think great blessing from a new friend. And this right here is how I was actually able to get all of the components together for having this cutting torch kit. I've been researching this thing for 3 years and saving and trying to get the money together to actually do this. And with my limited knowledge and a great amount of research, what I had decided was this was the very kit that I wanted to go and buy. And every time I got close enough to having the money to be able to go and do it, something came along, healthcare issue, and took the money. But thanks to somebody who has subscribed to my channel, who decided they wanted to help me, I've ended up with this. Now, here's the story of how this came to be. The man's name is Jameson Quinn, and he and I got together talking via the email link that I've got posted at my YouTube channel, Soybean Farmer. And next thing you know, we've decided that we're similar, we're a lot alike, we want to be friends, and we're talking on the phone. Jameson said he wanted to give me a cutting torch kit, and I kind of just let it settle, because I've had an issue all my life. It's a pride issue. I have trouble allowing other people to help me financially. But a little more time went by, and Jameson sent me an email. He said, send me your address, I got something I want to send you. And that was about 2 days before we got rain, and I just flippantly replied to him and said, send rain too, and gave him my address. About 3 days later, this showed up, and I was totally shocked. Now I could tell by the packing slip and the ticket that was on it, what Jameson had done was called up a company he deals with, and he ordered this, and he paid for this, and he gave the company my shipping address, and they sent it to me. And I've just totally blown away by Jameson's generosity and wanting to help me like this. So I've stared at the contents of the box, and then today I actually went and got the bottles on the gas and it's acetylene and the oxygen. So let me show you what's in this kit. Jameson, thank you so much for helping me like you have. This is the nicer cutting torch handle. Got real nice grip on it. It's exactly the one that I was wanting to buy, that Jameson bought and sent to me. And Jameson, I'm just going to keep saying thank you. When I went to Air Gas Company in Raleigh to get my tanks, I took both of these regulators with me because I wanted to make sure we got the right adapter to go into this to connect it to the tank. And I talked to the people up there, and they gave me some knowledge about how this works. This one is the acetylene, and this one is the oxygen. Just going to set things over here as I take them out. In here, you've got 3 really nice little things. Alright, first off, this is the brazing tip. And I bought me some brazing rods while I was up there this morning. And I haven't taken it out of the plastic yet. And this is the actual cutting torch tip for cutting. And that cool accessory is the striker. Pretty neat how that works. I like that a lot. And then the thing that I really liked about this kit was they sent something that you had better have if you're going to be cutting, and that's the tinted shield goggles. The cutting, the light is bright. It's really bright. Mess with your eyes if you try to do it without these. And these are not as dark as a welder's helmet, but they're dark enough to keep you from messing up your eyes. And that's actually a really nice set that came with it. And the thing that I like so much about this is the hose that they gave you. It's long enough that you don't have to drag your tanks right up on top of what you're working on. So you know, Victor is really nice stuff. And Jameson, thank you so much for getting this for me. I'm going to get years of use and years of appreciation, and look forward to years of friendship with you, young man. Thank you very much. I've spent I got about 2 hours now reading through this. A lot of important information in here about how to check all these different connections you make, hose, gauges, how to check, make sure things aren't leaking, information here about purging new lines and proper shutdown procedure. Now, long years ago, when I was about 19 years old, about 20 years old, I stayed there 18 months, I worked in a metal fab shop, and I learned how to weld, and I learned how to use a cutting torch to cut. But in that shop, these lines ran to conduit piping along the walls, and we never had to really mess with gauges. That was back in a control area. We always had sufficient pressure on the lines to dial things in on the torch we were using, here and here, and then get the oxygen mix right here, and cut what we needed to cut. So I got pretty good at cutting metal with one of these, but I have zero experience with setting up the tanks with these, the regulator. And for my reading, the worst thing in the world you can do is run the line pressure way up too high. So I think I've got the confidence now to know about where to start with it and bring it up slowly until I find the right point. And then the same thing again with the oxygen here. So I'm at the point now that I'm ready to go out where the tanks are now strapped down to the cart that I showed you in the last video, and start installing the regulators, installing the line and connecting up to the torch and putting the cutting tip on it. So everybody, thanks for watching my videos. Jameson, thank you very much for this.